Okay, we are here at Neal Communities in Grand Park, Sarasota, and this is going to be the Summit Model Home, okay? And this one is over 3,000 square feet, 2-car garage, and in good old Grand Park, which is a very nice community with a lot of walking trails here in Sarasota. So let's go check this one out. This has some nice sizzle features that we will get to. Here's the security system as we walk through, that nice glass door. And a little accent wall here with some brick going on. Very well done. So, and you have these nice, super nice tile floors. Yes, very good for heavy traffic if you're going to have a lot of friends and people over. So anyways, this is the 2-story. All right, and it is a 5-bedroom, 4 full baths. So as I was mentioning prior, it does have a pool, right, which we'll get to here. And this is a British West Indies inspired community, by the way. Resort style living. You do have a pool, a clubhouse, fitness center, pickleball, tennis courts, dog parks, trails, like I was mentioning. And this is really a lifestyle type community. So anyhow. All right, we went and checked out the curb appeal there, and we're going to move on over to getting out of this foyer and getting into one of the 4 to 5 bedrooms, really, depending on how you want to look at it. Could have an office. So here at the front of the house is 1 bedroom, lots of natural sunlight just coming on in, which is always a nice feature. You got your own closet over there, of course, double doors. It is optional depending if you're going to build or not, but you can have this nice carpet in here, Berber carpet, or other flooring of your choice. Obviously, nice fan up here. They always do it to the 9s in the model homes. So there's 1 bedroom, and then you've got this nice bath that's over here, ensuite attached to it. And you do have the pebble floors that are there, right? That nice stone look for your shower, which does have the natural light coming in with this window here. And we're going to circle out this way. All right, and before we get down to the main living area, ba-boom, here you go, flex room. Now this could be another bedroom. This could be an office, and it's currently being utilized as a living room. So, and semi-office. So I guess giving out a couple different options there. You do have these glass French doors, which look great. Another large window. Get all that sunlight in. And as you can tell, these tall ceilings are really nice. Definitely makes the home feel larger than it is. And then right across the way is my favorite. When you have the laundry right next to the garage, you can get in there with your swimwear before it gets sandy and everything all over the place, right? So, boom. Coming back from Siesta Key, you can walk right in here. And really nice job is done right here on this flooring. You got the flake on there. And you even have it where it's cut. I like this. People ask a lot what this is. They actually put cuts in the concrete ahead of time to stop and thwart cracking, right? So it does work quite well. And you do have your hot water tank over there. So, of course, your other utilities. So, and those are pool fences. So you can put that up. You got little ones, or just want to keep it extra safe, you can put that around your pool, and it maintains the integrity of safety for your pool. So a little hatchway here, by the way. So you can get upstairs and store anything you need to. Keep in mind it's going to be toasty up there, so you probably want to put them in bags that seal up pretty good and can withstand the heat. So anyhow, so we checked out that 2-car garage. We're getting closer and closer to that great room. Here is the powder room, half bath. All right, you got a little vanity sink deal going there. Right, okay, nice lighting. So potentially 2 bedrooms already passed through. Let's go see if there's another one. Oh, I think there is. All right, here we are. So got this into a kiddo's room. All right. First floor right by the stairs. All right. So lots of space here, close to the living room. Separated a bit from the master, right? So you're not near there, which we haven't gotten to yet, but you're going to see that momentarily. All right. And you get a little space theme going on here, but that could be whatever you want it to be, obviously. So full bath attached, and as you see, each bedroom has a full bath attached. Even the flex room does have a half bath right next to it. So we're going to keep it rolling here. So potentially 3 bedrooms on the first floor. And before we go upstairs, which is going to be a sizzle factor up there, here is that kitchen, living room, and dining room. We've been long waiting. So they do have some nice granite that's in here. It's textured, actually. You don't see that all the time. Okay. So a lot of texture on that. It's kind of unique, right? And you've got nice cabinetry here. It is not the slow close. Ooh, fooled me on that one. So, and you have the upgraded lighting. So, you know, these are options, just so you're aware, when you do purchase homes like this, they do not come with these lighting, these lights. Of course, if you purchase a model home, which you can do at a certain point once they're completed here, it does come with it. So some people like to wait. That's an insider tip right there for the model homes to come up and get on the list for that. And then they just buy the whole place, including furniture, all in one shebang. Usually is a little competitive. So something to think about for you guys. Anyways, all right. So you got your dishwasher here on this nice island. And you got you have seats over there, right, for hanging out with the chef, right? Gas stove. This is a gas community, natural gas, that is. Don't worry about your propane because you don't need it. That's what's great about this. So obviously Mike is up there. And then we've got this nice walk-in pantry, which is exciting. I don't know if you get as excited about pantries as I do, but this is kind of making me hungry too, just saying. But that's that with that. So anyways, lots of room to store your perishables and non-perishables for that matter. And here we are back at the dining room, just going through it. But as you can tell, as a quick pan here, and I know we haven't really looked at that living room yet, but we're about to, as you kind of get a sneak peek of that pool area in Lanai. Here's the living room. So really great for entertaining here. Love it with the great rooms. I mean, you really get to feel that nice camaraderie with the people that you have around you. And you don't have to feel like you got to walk to other rooms to get everything going, right? Get the conversation rolling. So anyways, this living room here, which brings you out to the Lanai, but I think we're going to go to the master first. Lots of space in this 3,000 square foot home, and options, right? So the upstairs can be potentially optional. Okay, so we'll get to what's up there, right? But you still have that nice tile all the way through here. Oh, maybe I'll just take a quick look over here. Ooh, there's the outside. Oh, lake views. Ooh, okay, now you're talking, right? So here we go as we make our way into the master bedroom, which is adjacent to the lanai. Lots of natural light coming through these windows, right? And just so you're aware, these ones go for around 600,000 plus. And you want to tack on tens of thousands for, of course, lots. And then typically with the starting price, you're looking at about a 10 to 15% uptick after you get done in the design center of what you might want to go into your new construction home. And you can also pick these up as pre-existing, actually. However, you do not get the full amount of warranties. So that's kind of the deal there. But this is obviously a master, and you've got 2 very large nightstands next to it. And a lot of room in here. You could actually have a sitting area, more than just that chair. You could have a makeup station. A lot of room to decide what you want to do with this area. But I think they display it well. So 2 walk-in closets. Here is one right here. Right, and they do have the carpet in there, but of course your choice. Then you have the business room. You might have thought that would be a closet, but they switched it up. They're keeping it interesting, aren't they? You got one vanity over here, okay? And you get to keep it separate. So if you're a little messy and your spouse isn't, they're going to appreciate this. And here's your second. There you go. Matching, obviously, right? It just keeps the flow real nice. You don't have to be on top of each other when it comes to being in the bathroom. And you can still see each other. And there's that walk-in shower. I love these. Just walk right in. Don't have to worry about the door. Nice and smooth transition. Got that natural light coming in, right? You can fog up that window. So I know some people are a little worried, especially you get a second story up there. Somebody peeking in on you. You want to make sure that doesn't happen, right? Yeah. And then you've got walk-in closet here. Very similar, a little bit smaller. So there it is. All right. But a nice flow. So this gives a little separation because the kids' bedroom or the other bedroom here, the adjacent bedroom, is right next to this. So you do have separation from the bedrooms themselves, though, which is a nice feature. It's called a split floor plan, and you see that a lot. Neal Communities definitely knows how to play that game and knows that. And this is an insider tip as well. When you come down here, you move down here, if you're from out of state, guess what? You're going to have friends and family you didn't even know you had that are going to be requesting to come and vacate with you. So just keep that in mind. It's an important thing to know. Oh, look it, we got a party going on out here. Isn't that nice? So anyways, you've got these nice pavers out here that are really great. These do stay pretty cool for the most part out in the sun. So you've got your outdoor kitchen. So do a little La Fresca out here and get your outdoor eating on, right? So you got your fridge, you got your al fresco. It's actually the name of the grill right there. And screened in. So, you know, keeping things out you don't want in here, right? So anyhow, so here we are in the cage section with the pool, right? And nice and fenced in here. You're on the lake. You got room to spread out. You got room for, you know, your chairs here. There's the master bedroom that we were just in. Good spacing between you and your neighbor. It looks like they need a little repair job there with the screen, but that's okay. That's easy to do. So, but there it is. Now you could optionally put in a spa. You also could just put in your own. A little tip there is, you know, the ones that you do put in here, you know, you're gonna have to rip down the cage to get them in or out. So make that decision upon build time and the cage going up. All right. Well, there we are. We're through that lanai. And what I find too, another little thing that's interesting to note is that a lot of times people do not think of what is the best direction to orient your home. Now, if you like a lot of shade, like this house has in the lanai, you're going to want north. But if you like the sun, you're going to want south. And you don't want to miss that because that's a big one. And people do move based on those missteps. So don't be one of them. Buy right first. And you heard it here. So another great way to do it is to go west. So you get those beautiful sunsets and you get the sun the whole day. Hey, the best perspective could be southwest if you want the sun and the sunsets, and northeast if you want the sunrises and some shade. So you pick the way you want to roll. That's the way it gets done. So 3 large sliders here. You have that window over there that you can likely sneak some food through. I'm just saying. But anyways, probably the easier way is going to be the door, right? So that is a scoop of that. Now we do have another sizzle factor that we've not yet gotten to that I think you guys have been eagerly waiting for, right? So I did mention there's 5 bedrooms, and if you noticed, so far we have not seen all 5. So I believe there was a stairway that was over here. Oh, by the way, little extra storage in here. Something to note. If you need extra storage, always good to do. for a home. So they line this up quite well. One other thing I want to note is, I call them Florida basements personally, but in here you can put up racks in the garage, just give you extra storage, because obviously we do not have basements here in Florida. It's just not our thing. But it's a good way to maintain the storage without potentially ruining anything. Now look at here. Here's this stairwell. We're going to go up it. Here we go. So sizzle factor on the way. Now I really like this feature, especially if you're going to have guests over on a consistent basis. If you're expecting a lot of folks, you may want to do this, or maybe your favorite child lives here. I'm not sure. You got to decide that. But, or the oldest, or however that works, right? So, up here is like its very own studio. And I love this feature for so many of those privacy reasons, right? So, they do have the vinyl luxury up here. Another option on your build, or pre-existing. Still have more of that natural light sneaking through. They do have the plantation shutters on numerous windows here. Okay. You can get upgrades to have the high impact windows. These are not on these ones. So, well, actually, don't call me a liar. Let me double check right now. Actually, it is high impact. So no, you're good. You are good. So it is high impact to begin with there. All right. So you get a decent sized bed, good for guests and things. And honestly, with one nightstand, you can likely fit a king in here or a queen. And look at this. The sizzle factor just continues. A walk-in closet up here. Thing goes, wraps around. Okay. Very well done. You can finish that off as well. Put in some, California closets, things like that, if you like shelving. Now, here we go. Continuing with the theme. Bathrooms for every bedroom. So here it is, right? So a shower on this one. More natural light, as you see, is a continuous theme as well. And your own vanity over here, obviously. Okay, lots of cabinetry and storage up here. And you do have a medicine cabinet, as a matter of fact. So a nice walkthrough, yet double doors, so that when you have guests over, maybe you don't want them going in your bedroom. So maybe it's a little disaster in there. I'm not sure. Goes how you live or we live, right? So each individual to their own, but you do have that option. So, and I love how they have the sliders here. Pocket door is not eating up space in the house, but this is a large space. Now look at this, another living room. Look at that. So you can technically have about 3 living rooms in here if you use the flex space as an additional living room. Could be a play area, could be another office, could just be a studio for doing art. You decide. This is completely your canvas to paint. Don't let me talk for you. But all I would say is dream big. Yeah, baby. Like that motto. So again, you got those 3 windows similar to the master downstairs. Lots of natural light pouring through. Right? And with a nice lake view, man, you got a great view out here. Now imagine if this is west, you'd have great views of the sunset that are going to be about treetop of the jungle line, right? So kind of exciting thing. You can see how high the palms are here. They can get a bit taller, but overall you're going to get that extra view for the sunsets. This couch looks so comfortable. I'm going to just sit here just so you can get a good idea if you wanted to put a TV up over here, what that might look like. So yeah, it could go right there. They do have the desk right there, right with the counter space. You would not, that's not a mandatory thing. That is an upgrade. So if that was something you're after, something obviously can be done. But this is such a big space, and it's all for so many different purposes, right? So, but all in all, it is, I was saying, I mean, you could literally have your office in that bedroom over there, and this could just be like a meeting area. So I don't know what type of business you do, but that could also be an option. So really nice. I mean, This is such a great feature that most houses do not have. And head on back down. So many great features, so many great options. This one's hard to say no to. Get over this great room again. You got the pool. You got 5 bedrooms if you want. You got 4 bedrooms with an office. You got a studio upstairs. You got a layout that was definitely planned, and it just moves smoothly. You move smoothly through this house. No real hiccups. Bathrooms at every turn. You know, if you get a lot of people in your household, this is one that's going to be pretty easy for folks. You're not going to be banging on the door waiting for somebody. And this location, by the way, just to bring you up to speed, if you're not familiar, this is very centrally located in Sarasota, a little bit on the south side, a little on the east side, but also you're tucked away. You do have Twin Lakes that's right on your way in or out of this community. And that's a great little sporting park. And the Orioles actually train there. They have spring training. It's their training area. Not where the stadium is. The stadium is more on the north side of Sarasota. However, though, they do go there and they train all spring long. So that's an interesting thing to note. You're about 25-30 minutes from Siesta Key Beach, similar for UTC. And lots of restaurants right around the corners. You head down Clark onto Siesta, or make your way to Siesta Key. Lots of great restaurants there. You're not going to go wrong, trust me. From Barboza's to Gecko's to you name it. Pisano's, great bakery, I would highly recommend. And obviously the French Rendezvous, another great spot there. But so many, I'm forgetting a ton of them right now. There's so many right around the corner from you here. And so you're tucked away. You don't have to get in the mix unless you want to. Downtown, roughly about 25 minutes from here. All right. And they just built a brand new elementary school called Sky Ranch that's here that you are district in for. So another thing to think about. So, and that does go all the way through 8th grade. All right. So you are tucked away. Lots going on. You actually are very conveniently located close to Venice as well, because this is being the southern section of Sarasota. So you can get to Venice if you got friends over there. Nokomis, Osprey, and about a 45-minute, more like an hour to Tampa from here. So, getting up there for city events, lots of spring training. So I don't know what your team is, but there's various ballparks around here for all the different teams, the Yankees, the Rays, obviously, the Bo Sox. So, and the events and things that go on, not very far away from there as well. So again, a prime spot tucked away. So if you don't want to be right in the mix all the time and you prefer maybe not as much traffic, this is a great one. The walking trails, there's miles and miles of walking trails. And they actually have workout stations on those walking trails. I mean, what did they not think of here? They've pretty much got it all, unless you want a restaurant. That's about the one thing that is missing from this one. So, and a gas station, which is pretty uncommon. So, and that's going to jack up your HOAs anyways. So if you want a community that has all the amenities you could ask for, including gated community, by the way, and, playgrounds, dog parks, pools, gym, all that great stuff. If that's enough for you, and this house is all the features you look for, this is definitely it. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging with us and going through these homes. This is another one from Neal Communities, very local and established builder. Actually, in 2015, he was Builder of the Year. So just a side note. And thank you again. We really appreciate you. So grateful. Have an outstanding rest of your day.